Welcome to our next episode of Under Construction with Chapman Building. Today we're talking about preventative maintenance, something that can save you a lot of money. So Jason's going to be sharing some ideas with us which we can all implement in our own homes and hopefully at the end of the day not land up with huge bills and massive damage to our homes. Jason? Preventative maintenance.
Yes, preventative being the key word here, which means you have to do something before something happens, okay, which is hard for a lot of people to understand, especially when you've got to be spending money. But if you know that the money that you're spending now is going to save you a whole lot more money down the line if you do nothing, then it's probably worthwhile. So listen in and we will share 4 main points with you. First of all, roofing. Roofing, if we start at the top of the house, if we don't look after our roof and the sensitive areas attached to the roof, then we're basically compromising everything that is in the area below the roof. So we're looking at finishes, we're looking at furnishings, we're looking at appliances and electronics and everything. So we should look after our roof. It's not just this big thing that's on top that might get blown off in a storm, you know. We got to look at the areas that we need to look at the roof are the valleys. These are a very common areas in this area with all the trees and the vegetation. They often get clogged up with leaves. Water then can't flow down them. They then spill over the valley and into the roof and then onto the ceilings below and cause all the water damage and all that. So obviously making sure that your valleys and gutters are clear at all times. Check it. If you've got trees around your house, you almost need to do it weekly. You know, maybe not this time of year but when it's summer, certainly there's a whole lot. And you know, we've got a lot of fig trees around and they grow very quickly and they'll follow the water course and they'll fill up a downpipe that's got a whole bunch of debris and other vegetation and I've got about 6 little bonsais that I've been able to pull out of these gutters because they've been left for so long. So thanks for the gutter, thanks for the bonsais, but
Yes.
you know, yeah, pity about your gutter.
But also the gutters, if you don't do this preventative stuff,
Yeah.
your gutters are going to break, all of those sort of things. So
Yes.
it's vital.
Yeah, so it just aggravates the situation. If you leave debris in the gutter, the levels will then be offset. Your water will then not flow to the outlets and you'll get spillage over a corner of a gutter or a midsection of a gutter where it shouldn't happen. So yeah, they definitely areas. Also, you'll get double-story houses where you have, or split-level houses where you have a roof meeting a wall, and you've got some flashing that would go along that area. That's also an area that's sort of quite critical to look after. Again, with our environment, with the high salt content in our air, the high humidity, and the high temperatures, it's a perfect combination for the deterioration of any acrylic product that we apply, and that would be one that would be used for the waterproof flashing along a roof and a wall junction or a roof and a little parapet or something like that.
Right.
So definitely needs to look at it. It starts as a little drip, but then it'll get in the roof and probably run down and drip out 6 or 7 meters away from where it actually is getting in. So, but again, if you stay on top of it and you maintain it on a regular basis, you probably won't ever experience something like that. And again, when attending to preventative maintenance, because you're being proactive, you're putting yourself in a position where you can see if there are any other things that are going to be manifesting into an issue or possibly are already an issue but haven't quite revealed themselves on the underside of the house. So yeah, good thing to check your roof quite often.
Yeah, but when we're talking about, excuse me, checking roofs, we're not inviting everyone to climb up on a ladder and go onto their roof, rather to call you to come and check.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely. No, again, I mean, there's a certain amount that you can do, that the layman can do. You know, it's common sense, although some people say that's not so common anymore. But it is, you know, there's a few things that are common sense. Keeping your valleys and gutters clear is very simple, and you know, sort of most garden executives would be able to execute. You know, so that's one, and obviously touching on the roof is again the waterproofing. If you do have any exposed waterproofing systems, a lot of complexes and what have you, if there are exposed waterproofing systems specifically on roofs, they'll put stone cover or gravel or something like that, which aesthetically, you know, pleases the people that are looking onto it, but doesn't offer any benefit to the longevity of the product.
Oh,
It's
I wondered
constantly,
about this.
yeah, it's constantly under a sort of layer of moisture and yeah, the silt that builds up over time as well could end up blocking outlets and what have you. But look, it's always good just to check and make sure that flat waterproofing and certainly the waterproofing that goes up and over the parapets
Yes.
are not showing any signs of cracking or holes or any area where water might be able to ingress.
Coming up on our Chapman Building segment next week, we'll be continuing with today's topic.